Can we see the table? I think so. Hello all! Okie pokey weirdos. I am planning to do a photo shoot for Supernatural with the characters Dean and Cass. I'm hoping to get Jack as well, but it depends on what I find time for. Okie pokey weirdo. Yeah, that. So, I'm gonna get to where I can see the chat. And I'm going to get to mocking up the Angel Blade. I'm not going to go super serious or detailed on it. I just want a prop to film short form content. And then I am also going to be painting a couple items that I bought from the dollar store. Items like this one. I have various fake weapons, but I don't have a revolver, so I thought I would paint this mostly. I want to leave the orange cap so that it still actually looks fake, because people freak out if it doesn't look fake. Sometimes people freak out even if it's most obviously fake with the orange tip. But I'm going to mock up for the Angel Blade first. I won't be able to show y'all me gluing it together unless I use hot glue, but I kind of would prefer to do contact cement. We'll see what I feel like when we get there. And the supplies I have, I believe this is 2mm EVA foam, and it's black, so I don't have to do a black face coat before dry brushing on the silver. And then this, I believe, is 4mm EVA foam. I'm going to use the 4mm for the handle, and the 2mm for the blade itself. And I don't have my reading glasses. That might help. I'm doing up close work. I should have reading glasses. Okie dokie. I have a stubby pencil to get started. Firstly, I want to figure out the handle. I don't know if any of these scraps are tall enough and wide enough to create the handle. Got a whole bunch of paper scraps from making mock-ups. This is actually left over from Hootie's mock-up. And we're gonna remove that tape. Okay. Let's see if this is wide enough for the handle. I need to get my reference photo up again. I have all the electronics going. Let's see. I'm actually using some reference images from Etsy shop people who have made 3D printed versions, because I honestly like their versions better than the ones from the show. Now the handle can't be as thick for me as it is for other people because I have tiny hands. So I gotta figure out what is a good size, so proportionally it'll make more sense in my short form videos. What length do we need here? Probably about there. It's a pretty long handle. And then I'm going to use Model Magic clay to put on the decorations as well as the end, because the end is an interesting little shape and I don't want to have to take forever mocking that up out of paper. It's going to be easier just to sculpt it and then glue it on, as well as the rings that are at the top and at the hilt. Model magic so that I don't have to try to mock that up either. Here's my reference image I got going right now. I really like this creator's version of the blade. Oh, and hello, Rose. Thank you for hopping in. Okay, and I am leaving all this excess on the edge of the paper so I can roll this up and have it be more sturdy while I'm mocking up the rest. Because I could put this in poster board. I usually put everything in poster board to finalize it. But I'm trying to do this quickly. Something simple, little, and quick for a Monday afternoon. Okay. And it does need to... It's slightly bigger at the top, so I think I'm going to leave it even just to make it easier on myself. As I said, I'm sculpting a lot of things, so I can just sculpt what is slightly different at the top. Getting EVA foam going as a base. I need my tape. Oops. Let go. Did I make that handle too tight? Maybe a little thicker. Let it out just a little bit. No, it doesn't want to come undone. There we go. That's more like it. All the weapons are so chunky because all the guys in the show are like 6 foot plus. And that ain't me. That's better. So, we mark the new place. And then the blade is slightly longer than the handle. And I think this piece will do it. Let's see. I don't really want to have to tape a piece. And it's got a little pyramid shape to it. It's got 3 sides and a little slice down the middle, so I will have to cut into the foam a little bit once I get this cut out in foam. I might actually make those thick rings EVA foam circles. They just won't be rounded. Because I could Dremel them, but I'm trying to make this go quicker. Because I just want a little prop for my short form videos. I keep trying to remind myself I need to keep this simple. Because I'm not doing any kind of Hollywood professional thing. This isn't a commission. It's just a little prop for some cute short form videos. Because it's not like I'm planning to make myself look like Jensen Ackles. I mean, who else can look like Jensen Ackles but Jensen Ackles? So it'll be more that I'm acting like Dean on screen rather than being Jensen. And then add some circles here for the different sizing. And that's the blade length. That looks pretty good. Cool. I just need to make it pointy. And put the line down the center. Should get the circles on there so I know how wide to make the blade. Hello to everyone hopping in. Thanks for joining. We're working on a mock-up for an angel blade. Let's see. I need a circle to trace. My little lotion container, will that work? It's slightly too big. A circle, a circle. We need a circle. I think I'll trace my lotion container and see how that looks once I get it on the blade. Let's use a weird shape of scrap for that, because it's a lot easier to trace a circle on a weird scrap than to get a straight line out of a weird scrap. We slice. This is definitely too big for the circle I want to put on the bottom of the blade, so it'll peter out to the end where I can add my little sculpted bit. Also, I was wanting to spray paint this blade and the pew-pew that I showed earlier, but it is in the teens for the next week in Fahrenheit outside, so I will be hand painting everything because it is not going to be drying outside anytime soon. Yeah, that is way too big. Let's see here. I need a bigger circle. Or a smaller circle, because that one's too big. I cannot words. Let's see. I think the circle of the base of the serger spool should do it. Smaller circle. Using what we already have. I think I might go get my super chunky, really, really thick, I think it's 10mm foam to get this section between the handle and the blade where it levels out towards the blade, so that I don't have to layer up a whole bunch of foam in that part. That's more like it. I like that. Okay. And then we extend the blade from there. So, the diameter is how wide the blade is going to be. Oh, I also need to fold this paper down the middle, so I have that center line as well, because that's where it's going to be sliced down the middle anyway. which means I also need the other center line on this circle. And then we mark the diameter of this thing. And bring it to a point. I'm not going to make it completely perfectly at the very top point because it's a little rounded at the tip. One. And we're going to round the tip off. Pointy. Slightly. And then I will make 3 of these and put them in a little pyramid shape on top of the handle. I'm thinking I might have to make it a little thinner since I'm going to have 3 of them on that little pedestal. Just slightly thinner. Yeah, so all 3 of them can fit. Take a sliver off here. There. And then we can do 1, 2, 3. I need to slim down the whole thing. And slim the top down a little more since gotta keep it proportional. And then I need a smaller circle for the hilt. Because, well, since I kept this all the same size, that might actually work. Maybe just slightly smaller and then I can trim it down once it's in foam. Cool. Looks like I can cut most of this out of foam now. Nice. Get my scrap paper out of the way and get my cutting board. Oh, my ring light is kind of sitting on top of my cutting board. Hang on. Voila. Now let's see how thick that is. Oh yeah, I can cut the bottom one out of this thickness and have the right little bevel that's on there. I also want to cut the handle out of this really thick stuff. has more oomph. But first, I must free the foam. This is a new roll. I've actually had it for like 4 years now, because when TNT Cosplay shut down, I bought all of their remaining stock of imperfection foam. All the foams that had weird little holes and divots in it. I bought all of it. It was like $250, but it was totally worth it because I have a huge supply of craft foam now, and even though some of it has all these weird little divots, I normally cut out a lot of little stuff so I can easily work around those holes. And a lot of it, the most of the roll is actually fine, and there's just one little odd dot somewhere where there was an air bubble in making the foam. But I definitely need to make the blade out of the thinner foam so that it'll all fit on its little pedestal. And once I get these cut out of the, what is this, 4mm, I will go check my EVA foam scrap box and see if I got the super thick chunky stuff for the bevel that leads to the blade. Come on, get in frame. I know it's a long piece of foam. And I have, that's not the Sharpie I want. Neither is that. Where are you? I have a metallic Sharpie for the dark foam. Alright, that's that piece. I need a measurement on this thing. We have 3.5 inches. We've got 8 inches. 3.5 by 8. Get really close to that circle, so I'm not wasting any foam. 8. And 8. And then 3.5. We're gonna go 3 3/4, just to give myself a little room with having to glue these pieces together. Okay, and then ruler time. Yeah, that would help if I was using the same form of measurement I had been. Here we go. This roll just keeps wanting to roll back up on me. Come on, man. Can the blade stop you? Stay. And I'm no serious foam smith, so this ain't gonna be super pretty or perfect. But I will make sure it is functional for the prop that I need. Oh, now Now we need something else in there to keep it from rolling. Oh, that didn't stop it. Nope, nope. Big old sewing scissors. Move the mat so I'm not slicing my table. Gotta love when you have a new blade and it just slices through it like butter. Like that one little corner. Always that one little corner. Practice rolling it to encourage it to go into the right shape. Okay. We'll get there, we'll get there. And then the swinkle. And I shouldn't need this big roll anymore. Let's get this out of the way. And I'm just going to use scissors to trim this up. I don't feel like dremeling this little silly prop. Right. That is the handle and part of the hilt. I might have to take that 1/4 inch I added off so it actually fits on the little pedestal. We shall see in a moment. Here, I'm going to grab my EVA foam scrap box and see if we don't have any super thick, chunky foam for the other end of this handle. Where is it? Oh, that was a lovely noise. Sorry, guys. There's the box. Hang on. Hootie is sitting on top of it. I gotta move Hootie's birdhouse. We're getting there. Hootie's a big boy. EVA foam scrap box. And I do have some really thick stuff in here. Let's see, about a big enough chunk. Here we go. That is left over from making Raina's armor from Hack. That was, what was this? I think part of... I'm not sure what that abbreviation was for. But it is going to become an angel blade now. Alright, where's my circle? Circle? Flip. I said flip. Scooch in the frame a little more. Yeah, it's probably, what I grabbed is probably about 8mm foam because it's about half of this. Or this is about half of the white one. Yeah. Whoa. Am I just getting it all over my fingers? Won't be the worst thing for Dean to have dirty fingers. Let's get this cut out of here first, and then I'll do it properly. Get it removed from the massive chunk. Come on. This foam is so thick. Yeah. I might have to get up on my knees in my chair so I can put enough force into cutting that. Yep, I'm going to have to get on my knees in my chair so I can be above this project. Oh my goodness. So I will have to paint whatever is exposed of this piece black before I can get to anything, any silver paint. But it won't be the whole blade, thankfully. Oh, it still didn't cut all the way through. Come on, man. There you go. Thank you. Okay. And again, I don't feel like dremeling this mess, so I'm just going to trim it up with the scissors. And call it good enough. If I make one for a con, I am definitely going to be redoing it and making it more professional, but since this is just for a little prop, I'm not as worried about it. I'll trim that a little more. Okay, we got a thinner one and a really beefy one. I'm going to trim the thinner one down just a little bit more because I trimmed down the beefy one so much. I can't have the bottom one being bigger than the top one. And if anyone else wants to say hi in the chat, I'll say hi back to you personally. I try my hardest to do that for everybody. Alright, let's see how this looks when I connect all the things. Is this cylinder going to be too thick to sit on this pedestal? This also just gives me practice with working with foam because I don't work with it a whole lot, and I want to make a Pidge Voltron suit soon once I finish Jareth, and yeah, I need more foam work practice to know what I'm doing. I'm thinking that should be fine, actually. I just gotta get the rest of this to fold in enough to line up. I can also use heat, but I'm not doing that in my bedroom. So those are the pieces we have out of thicker foam. I'm going to get the 2mm black foam, also a brand new roll, so that I can get the blade cut out. once everything's cut out, I'm going to show you all how I am painting one of the weapons, because it'll give you an idea of how I'm going to be painting the blade as well once I get everything glued together. And heat sealed first. Heat sealed, Mod Podge, then paint for the blade. Okay, playing with the big roll again. Let's see. How do we get this in frame? We need 3 of those things. Need to cut out 3. Come here. And I will be putting a slice down the middle and then using the heat gun to open that slice a little bit. And then the halfway mark. Question is, how far down the blade does the divot come from and go? Okay. About here to almost to the tip. Up there. And then we connect them without drawing on my finger, please. Trying so hard. Be careful. Okay. And 2 more of those. Whoa! It starts sliding around as soon as I put my marker down. Hello. Oh, you can't see it. That's helpful. Hang on, let me move the camera. Camera. Scooch. Can you see it now? I think so. I would hope so. My live stream that I'm looking at is lagging. And thank you, Rose. I try to go speedy with my builds if I can. Okay. I did a mark. Yeah, you can see the marks where I started and finished that little bevel. Whoop. A squiggle. You don't want a squiggle, you want a straight line. Okay, and one more. And a fold. And scooch. There we go. And a divot. Oh, that went a little wonky, but I can cut it straight at least. I'll put a ruler down so I can cut it straight. I don't have my metal ruler in here. Normally I have a metal ruler for cutting EVA foam so I get straight lines. Don't know how well my dinky little Dollar Tree plastic ruler is going to do with this. But I do want me some straight lines for this. Oop, nope, can't move the scissors. Doy. Okay. See about getting a straight line on this side and then detaching them from the big roll. Let's go ahead and do this. And then they can be, I also made them with the thinner foam because they're going to be holding each other's weight up with them in the shape of a pyramid. Because I'd like to have as little weight on this blade as possible. Okay. And we cut out the little blades. I think the plastic ruler did okay with that. I need to find my metal one. I have a metal yardstick right here, but it is way too long to be on my desk. I keep forgetting I should not have the blade facing towards me. My chair is spinning while I'm trying to cut. Ah! Yeah, and that's why we need the metal ruler. That went a little wonky. The metal ruler puts enough weight on this really thin foam to get it to not move while I'm cutting. Can you not? Can you not? Hello? Excuse me? Can you not? Okay. And then the pointy bits. I gotta do it by hand without the ruler because I curved them. This foam just wants to wiggle everywhere. It's so thin. Let go, please. Let go, please. And scissors because I'm not dremeling today. See all these little scrappies that I've set off to the side? That's what's going in the trash. I still save things like these because I always go into my scrap box and find pieces that work. Especially for little bitty doodads like dots or rivets, things of that nature. And while we have fewer people in the chat, I am going to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. to business. I'm almost done cutting out this blade, and then I can show you all the paint job that I'm going to be doing, but on a different item, because this one still needs to be heat sealed and all that good stuff. Yeah, more trimming on that side. Okay. And the third one. Okay. Oh, everybody jump back in at a good time. Look at this. I have my little blade pyramid ready. Need to tape them real quick so I can check the sizing and everything. Where did I put my tape? Tape. Stick. And we line up first. And we stick. Oop, come on. And number 3. It's not quite as pointy as I really would have wanted it. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to slow them down or if I'm going to go ahead and work with what I have. I don't know why that jumped into my head, but now that theme song stuck. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I should be singing Carry On. This is a supernatural prop. It's okay. Indiana Jones can use an angel blade, right? Okay. And you have that. Whoop. Okay, I probably need to tape the other end just so that I can check its sizing against the pedestal for it. We're just gonna wrap it like so. Super professional. Shh. There we go. Just checking a thing. It's on its little pedestal like that. Oh, it like fits perfectly. Yay! And then if I tape wrap the handle real quick to test that. Because most people, when they're watching shorts, are not going to be looking for the teeny tiny details of those odd pyramid bevels at the top of the handle, hopefully. If I really wanted one of those, I think I would order a 3D printed one from Etsy. Okay. Got that. And this. Oh, hell yeah! That is working. And then I'm going to sculpt, let's see, pull up my reference photo so y'all can see what I'm seeing in my head. So I have the blade and the little pedestal in between the two, handle, and then this little pummel, that's the word for it. I was blanking. The pummel at the bottom here, I will sculpt out of clay since it is an odd little shape, and it'll be faster to do it with clay than trying to make an EVA foam bit for this. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. We have something of a blade. Something resembling a blade. Alrighty. I will need to heat seal all of these pieces and paint them. So I will show you how I am painting them with the example piece. Because these guys ain't ready to be painted yet. Not by a long shot. I didn't even look at the time when I started streaming. I wonder how long I've been up. This masking tape is a lot sturdier than I thought. Like, ow! It's Dollar Tree masking tape. It should not be this sturdy. Okay. To paint, I need a different mat on my table here. Pieces, parts. I'll see if I can also do the sculpting over here, but I don't know if my clay is at easy access. There might be lots of rummaging in the background for the clay. My brother did get me some for Christmas, so maybe I can find that clay. But first we'll do the paint because I know where everything is for that. Static! See? All the little scrappies that go in the trash. That's it. And then we need a piece of newspaper or something for Look at all the pretty laptops. What brush do I want to use? I think a big fluffy one will do. And we got a little pew-pew cap pew-pew. It's supposed to send off those little fake noisy caps. But I'm probably going to mutilate it too much to be able to do that anymore. And I want to tape off this little orange top. Tape off the little orange top so that it still is actually a fake pew-pew. And double that up because it didn't cover all of it. Oop, it didn't cut all the way through. Let go. Okay. Taped. Let's see. Whee! Hopefully that function will still work after I paint it, because I do want Dean to be able to open that up. I'll just be very nice to him. Black base. Also, mixing that black base with, oh, where's my label? Can't even see a label on there. That's Mod Podge. And I need a tray to mix the paint. Here we go. Mixing tray. Okay. First, I'm going to put a serious coat of black on it. And then when I get silver, I don't know if I have my silver out at the moment because I won't be able to paint with it for a bit. Yeah, I don't see it out immediately. But when I get to my silver, I'm going to take a smaller brush. One preferably with really stiff bristles. And then really lightly do that to get the silver on there without it being super silver, because most of their weapons are pretty old and we don't want it to look new. But when I do the angel blade, I'm going to be doing this on the angel blade a lot more because those look really shiny. Okay, mixing it with Mod Podge. I'm mixing the paint with Mod Podge so it's more likely to stick to the surface and be a little more flexible. And make a mess. Bleh. Because I don't want to have to take the time to sand down this little orange guy. And it's quicker just to mix the Mod Podge in, and it's not like I'm going to be super rough on this weapon for the short form content. So I wouldn't think that I'd scrape it up a whole lot. I need to wipe my gooey hand. And I can always repaint it if necessary. Although I did think it might be kind of funny to just have Dean holding an orange pew pew. Found that a bit amusing, as I wanted to make sure that this looks similar to all the other weapons that I have for him. Because the couple other type of weapons I have are black and silver. Okay, paint. And I want to get down in those screw holes so you don't see the orange. And this is why I made the blade with mostly black EVA foam, so I don't have to do this with the EVA foam. I also have Cosplay that I could mix with this paint, but that's something that I do with bigger, more important projects because Cosflex is quite expensive. Mod Podge is the more budget-friendly version. Hitting all the little crevices. I wish I could spray paint this. Oh man. For anyone who missed it, I can't spray paint it because it is in the teens in Fahrenheit outside. It is unbelievably cold and very snowy, so spray paint would not be drying anytime soon out there. Gotta get plenty of paint down in that screw hole. Get in there. And let gravity do the rest. swing you around. Almost got the first coat on this side, but then of course I'm going to have to leave it to dry. Can I get down in here and hide some of this orange? There's a hole down inside here. I can't pick it up now to show you. It's covered in goop. But trying to get my brush down inside the toy to hide some more of that orange. Okay. I can grab it by the tape. Gave myself a little handle, didn't even know it. Hopefully this doesn't get demonetized, because now that it's painted it looks more real. And it might scare YouTube. Don't be afraid, YouTube! It's not a real pew pew. It can't even say pew pew, I'm not putting any caps in it. It's just a prop. Alright, it might need a couple more coats. Hopefully just one more coat, fingers crossed. But this needs to dry. The angel blade needs to be stuck together and heat sealed. So I am going to clean up and go to the garage and do that. And I will thank you all very much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate you spending your time here with me on YouTube. And I shall say, welcome to the madness.